Hello viewers, welcome back. Today we're looking at 10 absolutely killer R-rated dramas from the last decade that deserve way more attention than they got. These aren't your mainstream hits that everyone's talking about. These are the shows that flew under the radar but packed just as much punch as The Sopranos or Breaking Bad. So let's jump into these incredible shows that you probably missed.
My name is Ray, I'm 40, got a kid.
First up, coming in hot from Australia, it's Mr. In-Between. And trust me, this one hits different. Ray Shoesmith isn't your average hitman. He's balancing contract kills with being a dad, dealing with relationships, and caring for his sick brother. Created and played by Scott Ryan, the show mixes dark comedy with real emotion, and it's based on his earlier film, The Magician. With just 3 tight seasons, it's gritty, funny, and way more human than you'd expect. If you missed this gem, fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, mate.
Have you ever killed anybody?
Once. I'm just kidding, mate.
Have you heard of this gym? Navy Street MMA. It's in Venice. It's run by this guy, LV Kalina.
Next up, let's step into the gritty world of MMA with Kingdom. Set in Venice, California, this show is all about sweat, pain, and family chaos. Frank Grillo kills it as Alvy Kalina, a former fighter trying to run a gym and keep his sons, played by Nick Jonas and Jonathan Tucker, from falling apart. It's not just about fights, it's about the messy lives outside the cage. With raw emotion, brutal action, and 3 intense seasons, Kingdom hits hard. And yeah, Nick Jonas in a role like this? Total surprise, you gotta see it.
Show me some heart.
I'm not gonna pass this urine test, so I need yours.
Alright, switching things up with a seriously underrated gem, Patriot. This Amazon original is part spy thriller, part dark comedy, and totally bonkers in the best way. Michael Dorman plays John Tavner, a spy who has to stop Iran from getting nukes by working undercover at a boring piping company. Yup, it's as weird as it sounds, and it works. Between awkward office life and intense spy stuff, this show blends absurd humor with deep themes like PTSD and burnout. Only 2 seasons, but it's clever, bold, and like nothing else out there.
Go. Great. How about you?
Okay. You don't give me my money. I'm gonna take your brother's hand and I'm gonna snip off a finger.
If you're into con artists and wild twists, Sneaky Pete is right up your alley. Giovanni Ribisi stars as Marius, a con man fresh out of prison who pretends to be his old cellmate, Pete. He moves in with Pete's unsuspecting family who, surprise, have secrets of their own. The show's a mix of clever cons, shady pasts, and tense moments that'll keep you guessing. Created by David Shore and Bryan Cranston, yep, Heisenberg himself, Sneaky Pete ran for 3 seasons, and it's packed with sharp writing. And killer performances?
Wow. What a performance.
I know you're upset.
Upset? I don't think I am. Do I look upset?
We live in a time of endless possibility.
Alright, history lovers and med drama fans, The Nick is calling. Set in early 1900s New York City, this show takes you inside the rough, raw world of the Knickerbocker Hospital. Clive Owen is unreal as Dr. Thackeray, a genius surgeon dealing with a nasty coke addiction while pushing the limits of medicine before stuff like antibiotics even existed. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, it looks amazing and dives deep into race, ethics, and survival in a brutal time for healthcare. With just 2 seasons, it's intense, gripping, and totally worth your time.
Got an opportunity for you.
Next up, we're heading to gritty 1970s Memphis with Quarry. This underrated gem follows Mac Conway, a Marine fresh out of Vietnam who comes home to rejection and ends up getting pulled into the world of contract killing by a shady dude called the Broker. It's moody, intense, and dives deep into trauma, morality, and what happens when society turns its back on a soldier. Based on Max Allan Collins' novels, Quarry only got 1 season, but it's 8 killer episodes of stylish, slow-burn storytelling you don't want to miss.
I don't have much of a choice.
But it is conceived
Now, for something totally different. Deutschland 83 throws us into Cold War chaos with a slick spy story set in, 1983. Jonas Ney plays Martin, a young East German soldier suddenly tossed into life as an undercover spy in West Germany. He's in way over his head, juggling secrets, lies, and Cold War paranoia, all while trying not to get caught. With just one fast-paced season, this show mixes tension, drama, and a killer 80s vibe. If you're into espionage with a fresh twist, this one's a total must-watch. Get ready to dive into the gritty, high-pressure world of pro ballet with flesh and bone. This one-season miniseries from Starz, created by a Breaking Bad alum, follows Claire, a gifted but deeply troubled dancer who joins a top ballet company in New York City. Behind all the beauty and grace is a whole lot of darkness. Toxic competition, mental struggles, and brutal sacrifice. The dancing's amazing, the drama's intense, and it doesn't hold back. If you're into raw, emotional stories with serious edge, this one's worth the watch.
Daniel Holden was released from prison this week. How do you feel about that?
Our second to last pick is Rectify, a show that'll stick with you long after it's over. Aiden Young stars as Daniel, a guy released from death row after 20 years, thanks to new DNA evidence proving his innocence. Now, he's trying to rebuild his life in a small town that's not so welcoming. This show dives deep into redemption, forgiveness, and the weight of wrongful convictions. With 4 seasons of slow burn, powerful storytelling, Rectify is a must-watch for anyone into real, raw character drama.
What are you gonna do, Trey?
Tell the truth.
What is the truth?
So many of our loved ones were lost 3 years ago.
And finally, we've got The Leftovers, a show that digs deep into grief, loss, and the search for meaning after the world is thrown into chaos. 3 years after the sudden departure, where 2% of the population just vanished, people in Mapleton, New York, are trying to make sense of it all. With its mix of powerful character stories, big philosophical questions, and some seriously ambitious storytelling, The Leftovers will hit you hard. It's dark, thought-provoking, and a total emotional roller coaster you won't forget. And that's a wrap on today's list of underrated R-rated dramas. If you haven't seen any of these, definitely add them to your watch list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a recommendation. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which show are you checking out first? Catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!